A lot of the weapons in Vanguard Zombies are absolute cheeks at high rounds. They just don't cut the mustard. However, the loadout that I'm going to be showing you in this video is the absolute sardines whiskers. That means it's good. Now, all good loadouts in Vanguard Zombies are comprised of 3 key areas, one of which is your artifact selection, the next is your covenant selection, and finally, you've got the weapon and its associated attachments. We're going to start off with artifacts. I think currently it's best to use Ether Shroud. It's going to guarantee you to get out of a pinch if it happens. It's a bit more reliable than some of the other artifacts, which on some occasions actually just don't work right now. They can end up broken in weird scenarios or just working in unexpected ways. But Ether Shroud does what it says on the tin, nice and reliable. I would pick this if I were you. That does, however, mean you're going to be stuck with Bellicar in your game, who's going to try and convince you through your entire match that she's got loads of friends in the Dark Ether, but no one ever answers her. Yeah, sounds a bit sad. For our Covenant choices, these are going to be specific to the build that we're executing in this video. You can use 1 or 2 others, but these are the ones that we'll use today. Number 1, Death Blow, which means that critical kills return a bullet to the clip. If you get this legendary, it actually returns 2 bullets to the clip, which is insane. Motherload, which means that you have a small chance to keep equipment after you throw it, and at legendary, that chance is even higher, and you have a chance to receive additional equipment. And finally, Unholy Ground, where you deal more damage when shooting while stationary, and at legendary you do much more damage for a short time after you start moving. So as you can imagine, these covenants mean that you're going to get more ammo back than you're shooting if you're one-hitting zombies in the head, so you'll very rarely have to reload by comparison. You'll also do even more damage if you're stopping and starting and stopping and starting and pausing when you move, essentially. And in pretty much any sticky situation you're in, you can just use your equipment, whether it's lethal or tactical, and you're going to very rarely have to actually craft any more. So what's the gun? Well, you've probably guessed by now. It's the Einhorn Revolving Shotgun. It's pretty much this map's stand-in wonder weapon. It's that damn good. And the attachments we're going to put on it make it even better. But Mr. Streamer, I hear you ask. Mr. Streamer, my shotty's only level 5. What do I do? Hear me out. This is a MrRoflWaffles video, okay? I've got your back. Don't worry. Deep breaths. Everything's gonna be fine. If your shotty's only level 5 and you're panicking, option 1, play co-op and steal kills. You thought your friends were your friends? Nah, they're your enemies now. They're your arch nemesis. Jump in game with them and proceed to nab every last zombie kill you possibly can, and you'll get a bunch of XP. Option 2, buy a PS5. I can't believe I'm saying that, but it's genuinely an option. You get more weapon XP if you're on PS5. Option 3, play multiplayer. It's actually alright this year, so it's not a bad option. And option 4, do this really dumb strat I'm about to tell you, but that actually works. I'll explain why in a more in-depth video, a separate one. But basically, you just want to jump in the game, kill all the zombies in the little spawn area that you're in, jump in the harvest portal, kill zombies until you count 22 zombies killed in this area, and then end your game, and just repeat. Also, a tip here is to equip the 16-gauge 3-round fast mags as soon as you get them at level 13, just because it'll make you more efficient if you're just rinsing this over and over. All right, your fears are abated. You are no longer crying out, Mr. Streamer, my shotgun is a piece of ass. What do I do? Now, let's add some attachments to that piece of ass and make it great. Numero uno, your muzzle is going to be the M97 full choke, which is exactly what Syraxis is going to be doing to me after this video. Mummy? Sorry. Mummy? It's actually the first muzzle you unlock and has one attribute, which is a hipfire accuracy plus 14-ish%. Your hipfire accuracy is going to become pretty essential as you go through the rounds, and it's also going to balance out some negative hipfire accuracy traits that we're going to get on other attachments. Now, I know some people like the A5 smoothbore to widen your spread to hit more zombies at close range, but I think that's a less good idea. You want to be proccing your Death Blow Covenant here. You want to be being precise, so this is my pick. Next up, the Klauser 710mm 02B barrel. This is going to give you a fat damage range boost, and it gives you huge bonuses for your horizontal and vertical recoil control. This is a big deal. We're going for accuracy, tight spread, and high damage, and it's boosting us in all of the right areas, which is really essential for this weapon. Now, if you're a murderer psychopath, you might want to swap this for the Klauser 560mm rapid, but believe me, that thing's for nutters only, so pick what your heart desires here, I suppose. I'm not judging. For optic, or as they're now known, Envy, we're going to be picking the M38 Slate 2.5x Custom. Out of all the sides to choose from, this is the one that has the most positives with the least negatives, really. Unfortunately, one of those positives is idle sway control, which is completely useless, but hey, it's fine. Most optics have neutral stat lines that don't really do anything, so this is a good one, and you have a toggle so you can go between a dot sight and a 2.5 times. Onwards to the stock. remove stock is going to be our choice. Picking that is going to give us a movement speed buff, which is a pretty big deal when the super sprinters end up coming at like round 13, 14 in this game, as opposed to round 55, 60 in the previous one. And maybe more importantly, it's going to give another hipfire accuracy boost. I will admit though, stock's kind of useless. This whole sort of category is just not the best. So if they add any stocks in future, then I'll do an updated video and I'll let you know which is the best then. If you're a real movement fiend, the VDD Hunter might actually be a better pick right now. So one of the two there is probably a perfectly good option. For underbarrel, we're going to go with the Carver foregrip. And what stats do you think that boosts? Yeah? Give us a guess. I know it ain't. I know it ain't. Hipfire accuracy again. Yep, it is. And horizontal and vertical recoil control. No surprises, eh? It's a synergized loadout. That's crazy. We do lose a bit of ADS time here, but that doesn't matter because we're boosting hipfire accuracy for a reason. Why can't I say that word? Hipfire accuracy. Huh? Moving on. Magazine. 16 gauge, 7 round cylinder. This Jawn is kind of cracked, not gonna lie. It's got the highest ammo capacity out of all the magazine attachments and it reloads really fast. But don't let that measly plus 13% reload quickness stat deceive you. It actually takes about 2 seconds to reload it. It's great. There are really very few reasons not to use this one in my opinion. And the only reason really that I can think of why you wouldn't use this is because you didn't take my advice at the start of the video and level up the shotgun. If you're at a lower level, fair enough, but you're gonna probably want to do some game restarts or buy some PS5s in order to get this one because it is great, but it is unlocked at level 53. If you want an alternative, maybe go for the 3-round fast mags. They also reload super quick and are a decent replacement while you're grinding up your levels. For rear grip, God, I wish someone would. Nope, we're not going to go there. We're going to use the stippled grip. The idea with picking this one is we want a grip that actually gives rather than just taking. Like if it's only receiving, it's no fun, right? Green is good, red is bad, and we're out here trying to make the quickest, most accurate shotgun the world's ever seen, so this is our choice. Finally, little known fact, if you pick no camo, it makes your weapon more powerful, as evidenced by the Pack-a-Punch machine. So whack the default paint job on that thing and you'll be tearing through the zombies easy peasy. Now you might think we're done, but we're not quite. If you use this loadout in the wrong way, you will be missing out on a lot of its power. In Vanguard Zombies, you really benefit from mantling onto things and standing there while zombies try and mantle up to you, and it's a perfect opportunity for you to stand still, get an unholy ground damage boost, and also aim for those headshots so you never have to reload. Also, if you're chucking out equipment, let's say you throw a decoy or a monkey bomb or whatever, normally in zombies, you'd use that opportunity to maybe reposition, run away, do an objective, something like that. But again, think about the fact that if you stop, then you're going to get your unholy ground damage boost. And if it's at legendary, you're going to keep that damage boost for a little bit of time after you start moving. And again, that's going to mean you're more likely to kill zombies when you're shooting them in the head, and that's going to return your ammo to your clip, and etc, etc. I'd also say early game, you shouldn't buy any covenants. Like for your first 3-4 rounds, just don't bother. That way you can save up some hearts and you'll be able to buy more when you get later into the rounds and you actually get legendary pulls. Anyway, that wraps it up from me, and on screen right now, I'll have a link to that XP farming guide if you want to watch that in more depth. Cheers, bye for now.